Hi, I'm Dr. Lara, and welcome to another video of question and answers with the angels and with me. So, so if you're new to this channel, people send in questions, and I tune into the angels and see what they say, and then sometimes I also offer a little bit of my own wisdom or anything that I have experienced according to that question. So today, someone sent in a question and asked to talk a little bit about what narcissism is, about the narcissist and the people that are attracted into that type of relationship. So, a very good question. And I just want to say that the opinions expressed here in this video are of my opinion, of the angels, of what it is that comes through. So if it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, then that's okay too. We don't all have to have the same belief, but I think a lot of us are in the inquiring, in the searching mode. So we're trying to come up with answers. So I will say this, that this was a kind of a tough question for me to answer because I am not an expert on narcissism. The only information that I have is because someone very close to me was in a relationship with a narcissist. So I was doing some research on their behavior and of the other person's behavior being in that relationship. And then I tuned in to my own inner guidance and the angels, and came up with something really interesting. And I didn't want to share it, but the angels were like, just share it. You know, you just speak your truth, and people like it, great. If they don't, then they don't. So we'll see what comes up with this one. So as far as what my understanding is with narcissism, the person that is the narcissist, they lack an emotional intelligence of compassion, of just emotion. They don't really feel emotion. So it's hard for them to connect with people. And they pretend that they connect with people. They pretend that they have emotions, but they don't really feel it. It's like they're mimicking what they've seen other people do. And narcissists have a very low self-esteem, low opinion of themselves, and they feel out of control. So what they want to do is they want to control everyone around them, or not everyone around them, the ones that are closest to them. They want to control them because it makes them feel superior. So what narcissists do is, to the people that are closest to them, they treat them horribly. They find out what their weaknesses are, and they just play on those weaknesses. And then to everybody else outside of their little sphere of closeness with people, to like their co-workers or other people, they are sweet and they are nice because they have to save face. And they're always the victim. They never take responsibility for anything that they do. If someone confronts them on something, they will turn it around and they will make the other person believe that it is their fault. So that's like the gist of what a narcissist does. Now, the people that are in the relationship on the other side, these people are probably the nicest people that you'll ever meet, the most caring people that you'll ever meet. And they are probably emotionally hurt or traumatized from some other relationship, maybe when they were children. And they seek this kind of control, dominance, energy, because that's what resonates with them from when they were growing up. And they pour their heart and soul into a relationship. They want to help this person. They want to see the good in people. And that's almost to a default, because we want to see the good in people, but when we do that, sometimes we don't see the red flags. So the people that are in the relationship with the narcissist, they just want to see the good in people and they ignore the red flags. Okay, so that's the gist of the relationship between a narcissist and people that are in relationship with the narcissist. So now I'm going to go a little bit into what the angels say. I'm going to tune in and see what they have to say about the relationship. So they want to start off with the relationship of the person that is in the relationship with the narcissist. So each person that comes down onto this planet on a soul level chooses to have certain opportunities to grow and to learn. And they are in agreement with the other souls in their lives to try and learn that lesson. So the people in our lives that are mean or abuse us or whatever, it was a soul contract, and it feels like this like kind of a tough thing for people to grasp, but just hear us out. So it's a soul contract that these people have, and they play a role. And when they get into this relationship, the person in the relationship with the narcissist has a tremendous opportunity to learn and to grow and to develop as a person. And we don't really see that until they get out of the relationship with the narcissist. And it's very hard to get out of the relationship, but because these are really strong souls that get into these relationships, because it's not an easy thing to be in, and it's not an easy thing to get out of either. But there is so much growth that happens with traumatic events if we choose to see the growth in it, if we choose to see the lessons in it, if we choose to see the reason why we were in that. So oftentimes people forget that they've come down here and they have willingly chosen to be in these relationships, to be in these situations because they wanted to learn. When we are happy, when things are going good, that's not when we learn things about ourselves. That's when we enjoy the time spent. But when we are going through trials and tribulations, that forces us to look deep within ourselves, to tap into our power, to tap into our resources, to remember how strong we are. And we can't really understand how strong we are if we don't understand how we play the victim and how we feel weak. So it's the theory of relativity. You can't know the light without the dark. You can't know black without white. You can't know hot without cold. So this school, this earth school, is for our souls to experience the whole range of emotion and to experience these events so our soul can evolve. So each person has their role, and they have chosen to be in that role. So there is no blame, there is no victimhood, because when you're in any kind of relationship, any kind of job, you always have a choice. You can leave the job, you can leave the relationship. Yeah, the circumstances must be tough or could be tough at some point, and you may not see any other way out, but there is always a way. If you want to get out of any kind of situation, any job, any relationship, if you want to get out of it, if you truly want to get out of it, the answers will be shown to you. And yes, it will be scary, and yes, it will be hard. But it's designed to be that way because that's how you get to tap into your own level of truth, your own level of power. And then you can grow, and then you can move on with your life. And maybe the next time you come across a narcissist, you'll see the red flags and you won't get into that relationship. And this goes further on. So these people that have been in these relationships that have experienced firsthand, that could be part of their sole purpose, to share with others how they got out of it. And that's why we have these traumas. That's why we have these tribulations and trials, is because we get through them, we learn from it, and then we can help guide others to go through it as well and to get out of it as well. People helping people. souls helping souls. That's what we're here for. Everybody has a purpose on this planet. And you'll find that the people that shine the brightest are the ones that have had it really, really, really bad at some point in their life. But they have chosen to work through things, to look within themselves, to remember who they truly are, and to learn from that experience. And then when that happens, they have this urge to help others. And that's how things work. So this, hopefully that makes sense. So this is the next part where I was in my own meditation because I was asking about this. I was asking about how humans cannot have any kind of feeling, any kind of emotion. I've always been interested in like serial murders. I mean, not, it was just interesting. I know it's weird, but it's not the gore part, but like why a person, what would drive a person to do that, and how could they do that? And so this is the part that I really didn't want to share. So if it resonates with you, great. If not, just turn off the video and maybe I'll see you again, maybe I won't. So this is my theory about narcissists, how someone in a human form can have such a lack of empathy, a lack of feeling, a lack of emotion, and not feel any remorse for anything. So this goes back to the theory that our DNA has been tampered with. We have been used as experiments by other beings. And if you're new to this, it could be a lot, but if you have been following the rabbit hole, you'll probably be familiar with it, that there is a group of extraterrestrials that have inhabited this planet way before we were here. And they have been experimenting with our DNA. So the theory, or what I have come to question or think about, is the DNA that has been mixed with humans and these extraterrestrials. These extraterrestrials, they don't feel anything. They have no emotion. They don't have any of that. And mixing that with the human DNA, that could explain the lack of compassion, the lack of emotion that a lot of narcissists and serial killers and those kind of people have. It's not their fault. It's not a choice that they've made, but it's something that has been tampered with in the human psyche. So, take it or leave it. Like I said, the opinions expressed in this video are of mine and mine alone with that one. But you can choose. I always say, choose what resonates with you. And if something resonates with you, then great. And if it doesn't, but you don't have the answers, keep searching. But I think the important thing is, and if you're still with me, I really want to stress that even though we all have different ideas, we all have different opinions, and even if we don't agree with the other person, let's do our best to not make the other person wrong. Let's do our best to say, oh, okay, well, that's an interesting way to look at things. I don't particularly believe it. I don't really resonate with it, but you know what? You do you. And that's where I really feel that we can raise our vibration to get to. Because right now on the planet, people, the reason why there's so much turmoil and people are like so mad at the other person for not believing what they believe in is because people are not sure what they believe in. And when you're not sure what you believe in, you argue your point to make the other person believe too, so it validates what you believe in. But when you are sure about what you believe in, what your perspective is, you can share it. Someone can have a different opinion, but you don't care. You don't have to convince the other person, and you don't have to make the other person wrong. That is their reality, and this is your reality. So that is, I just ask, if things don't resonate with you, just take it with a grain of salt. Let the other person have their opinion, and then you go on your merry way and find your own truth. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I truly, truly appreciate you. If you're still with me, please comment on these questions and send in your questions so that we can keep this going. I hope you have a beautiful day, and thank you so much.